while you do me. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Throw your hands in the air if you's a true player. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Check it out.
I like this. I like this.
With Stephanie's Rock Show, and we have the very talented, intelligent, and hilarious Adam McKay.
Hi.
Thank you for being on the show.
You're quite welcome.
Okay, so this is a rock show, and I actually just heard recently that you're very involved with your soundtracks, and you've actually written music on movies. And
Yeah.
how did you get into that aspect of?
You know, it started on Saturday Night Live. I would always write silly songs for sketches and really bad lyrics. And I discovered that if you work with good enough musicians, they can make sense of anything you write. So off of that, then sometimes we would be working on a movie and I'd be like, well, I want a song for here that does this. Like in Step Brothers, we wanted a country divorce song that wasn't the Tammy Wynette divorce song, because everyone knows that one. So our composer, John Bryan, and I just said, well, let's just write our own. So we wrote the song called Family Bible that we put in the middle of the movie, and no one knew that it was a fake song. Everyone thought we had found like a 1950s song.
Wow.
And John Bryan recorded it like it was from the 50s, and I wrote the lyrics, and then we produced a little movie called The Goods with Jeremy Piven that was about car salesmen.
I like to say a little movie, yeah.
Well, it was,
I don't know if you've heard of it.
well, it actually was smaller budget than we do. I meant that. But a little movie called The Goods, a little band called The Beatles. Perhaps you heard of them. And we wanted a title song for that, and we couldn't find anything that quite fit. So I just wrote the lyrics, and our amazing composer Lyle Workman made sense of them, and we wrote this kick-ass sort of thing. So off of that, we just kind of kept doing it. And we have one in our new movie, The Other Guys, called Pimps Don't Cry, that I wrote. And
amazing.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for that?
Well, Pimps Don't Cry.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
It. I noticed
You're
it.
not lying.
Yeah.
Did you go down Sunset Boulevard and look at some pimps?
I did. I did a lot of research. I became a pimp for about 3 months. And
you had some hoes.
I had some hoes. I had a stable of hoes. I treated them very well, though. And no, it was a joke. We had a crazy moment in a scene where Eva Mendes sings to Will, "Pimps Don't Cry," and I thought, well, wait a minute, we got to write that song. So I actually just wrote this whole song of a pimp trying to tell his lady that, no, I'm not a pimp, baby. Look, pimps don't cry. Trying to make himself cry. And
yeah, he's emotional, showing his softer side.
Yeah.
And so, did you have a favorite band or like a top 3 growing up?
You know, my first rock band that I really got into was like in 6th grade. I got way into The Who.
Oh,
So
nice.
I was like way into The Who from like 6th grade to like 9th grade, 10th grade. It was like The Who and Van Halen with David Lee Roth were like, that's what we listened to. And a little bit of Led Zeppelin. And then hip hop hit in the 80s when I was in high school.
And you got really into hip hop?
I got really into hip hop.
Were you gangster?
I was one of the first white wannabe kind of hip hop fans in the 80s.
You were the Eminem before he came out.
I had a Gemini mixer. We would go to like the Fresh Fest, and I saw like Public Enemy the first time they performed live. And
wow, so your favorite Flav fan? Did you have the clock or anything?
I didn't go clock. I didn't go that far. No. Yeah, we were way into hip-hop, like crazy into it, all through high school and early college. And then I kind of came back out the other end, and then I got into like Sonic Youth and a band called Jesus Lizard. I used to love Jesus Lizard.
I've never heard of it. What is Jesus Lizard?
Oh my God, they rip it up like no one. They were the baddest rock band on planet Earth because they were so nasty. Like no one booked them anywhere. They got thrown out of clubs. But check out their album Liar. Is just assaultive, man. They can play. They're really good musicians.
What do they sound like? Is there a similar?
I used to say a friend of mine described the singer as he's not so much singing as he's summoning.
Oh my gosh.
They pound it, man. They used to be a band called Scratch Acid before that, and then they became Jesus Lizard. And I saw them live like 4 or 5 times. And one time I went with actually my now wife. We went and saw them at CBGB's live on New Year's Eve, and my wife is more of like a folky and into kind of softer stuff. Yeah. And immediately the lead singer, David Yao, comes out and is just naked and like throwing himself in the crowd.
Was she just
she actually started crying and was like, I have to leave. She was like traumatized by the whole thing. Now the funny thing is, she's friends with David Yow. Now she knows him. He lives here in L.A. and has acted in...
She's calmed down and like, okay, I get it, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But, so I was way into Jesus Lizard, Sonic Youth.
Music now, you're huge in the movie industry. You're all over the place. And Funny or Die, how did that come about? That's huge. I mean...
That was, these guys from Palo Alto came to us and said, hey, you guys should do a comedy website. And Will and I promptly said no. And then our manager came back and said, you might as well do this. There's nothing to lose. And we thought, well, it's kind of true, and it could be fun, because, we both worked on Saturday Night Live, and we thought, well, it's a good chance to do sketches, because we can't really do that anymore. So we thought it was just going to be some tiny little thing. We, went and shot the Pearl video in, a half an hour and put that up. And
The Landlord was hilarious. It was genius. Did you know it was going to explode and be...
No idea. No.
Wow.
It was, we shot it so fast, it was just a goof around thing. And
yeah.
I thought because Will's in it, it would get 1 million hits or something. I thought, oh, make a little, people will notice it.
Oh, you're in it too, so
I'm in it too,
that'll
yeah.
blow up.
Exactly.
Adam McKay's name's on it.
People can talk about Pearl and Will. It was my presence that
exactly.
really did that.
That's what it was. The beginning scene with the magazine that everyone's like,
was
"Did you see that guy? He should have won an award." Where is Pearl now? Is she in retirement?
Pearl is in retirement. Yeah,
she's done.
She's done until she's old enough to say, "I want to do it on her own." Because she still kind of has no idea what happened.
How big she is.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Pearl.
Yes.
Does she have a MySpace we can reach you on or something? With Will Ferrell, is it? I mean, you obviously are besties. Is it really hard with all the improv and everything, or is it actually easier to feed off that?
Well, I actually, I come from an improv background. I lived in Chicago. I'm not from there, but I lived in Chicago and did Second City and was one of the original members of the Upright Citizens Brigade. And so my whole background's improv. So I love doing that. That's, if anything, it would scare me more not doing it, because when you get in the edit room, which is where we are now, it's the worst when you don't have an alternate line.
And you were a writer on SNL for 95 to 2001, or what?
Yeah, very good. I was staff writer, then I was head writer for 3 years, and then the last 2 years, actually I was going to leave as head writer, and I went to Lauren and just said, my manager told me, he's like, if you're going to quit, go make a crazy demand. So I said, all right, I want to name my own title, I want to make short films, I don't want to have to go to any producer meetings, and he's like, yeah, okay, you can do that. So I was actually coordinator of falconry for my last 2 years there.
Ask and you shall receive.
Exactly. And so, yeah, I was there for, I guess, 6 years that was then, yeah.
Wow. And I read a random fact that I thought was hilarious, and I needed to make sure it was true, that you were actually the obnoxious audience member sometimes on SNL.
I did. I did that a couple times, yeah. Who did I harass? Tobey Maguire. And this other actress, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I was occasionally the guy popping up out of the crowd, yelling stuff out.
How did you get involved in that? Or they just were
it's actually this writer, T-Shawn Shannon, he kept giving me a hard time, you should perform more, and I was like, I'm the writer and stuff, so he's like, I don't care, I'm writing you into sketches, and he would just write me into stuff.
You're there, so it better show up.
Yeah, exactly, so that's how that happened. But it was fun occasionally to do little bits, and I would appear in my short films I did on the show, and...
Eastbound and Down. I mean, that's what I first contacted you about. I'm in love.
The best.
It's the best series. You guys know this is a hit, the second you kind of all collaborated, or?
Well, we loved it right off the bat. I mean, we met with Danny McBride and Jody Hill and Ben Best, and the second they told us the idea, we were like, oh my God, this is freaking hilarious. And we were already fans of theirs from Foot Fist Way, this movie they did. And,
I love that movie.
Oh, so good. And so, yeah, we loved it. We went to HBO. They saw that they were a talented group of guys. But when they first finished it, I think HBO was a little shocked by how hardcore it was.
It is, but that's what I love about it. It's just an egotistical, steroid-using, wild, womanizing dude. But then you kind of love him. He has this soft side that you're just like, I want to hug him because you want him to make it and go back and you feel sorry for him.
Exactly.
So you guys got the best of both worlds.
That's McBride. That's McBride, man. He's able to do that. He's able to play the most repulsive guy in the world, yet you kind of like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it, man. The new season they're doing right now, they're filming they're shooting right now as we speak. And it's going to premiere.
They're in Puerto Rico for a little bit?
They're in Puerto Rico for a stretch, and then they go back to North Carolina.
Nice. Do you know when it'll be back on HBO season 2?
What's the premiere date? The premiere is September, late September it premieres. Okay. So
we've been waiting. We're on the edge of our seat.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
I'm just purely as a fan, I'm looking forward to it.
Japanese rock show. This was Adam McKay.